My name is Christy Terry, and with me I have Mr. Troy Johnson. He is the principal at North Jackson Elementary School, and I am the assistant principal at North Jackson Elementary School. We are currently at the Gale Conference, so we apologize for the very festive hotel music that you are listening to as I give my ethical presentation. So today's presentation is going to be on ethical leadership and the importance of building an ethical elementary school. And so I'm going to start with talking about my personal ethics. And so if you think about using the paradigms, the ethics of justice, ethics of critique, ethics of care, and then ethics of profession, I think those really guide your decision making and kind of give you, instead of just, coming up with something that you think is right or wrong, those kind of should drive your decision making. And so that's why those four paradigms are so important. So you're not just kind of making a decision based on what you think is right or wrong. You actually have kind of something to guide your decision making. And so some also just thinking about just some of my ethical beliefs, just really just modeling those ethical beliefs and making sure that I am always honest and transparent with our staff and our students, and then of course with you too. We've got that trustworthiness, making sure that we have a trusting relationship, that we're accountable, and when we say we're going to do something, we do. And then as far as making ethical decisions, I think really and truly, whether you're an assistant principal or you just always make sure that you're consistent in your decision making. So that you've got that ethical, and you've got that where you're not choosing one person over another and kind of valuing them greater than someone else. And so that's and just becoming an equitable decision is basically what I'm trying to say, is making sure that everything is equitable whenever you are making decisions, for the most part. And then just setting up, I think, clear communication and clear expectations is also important to me. And then making sure that you're reflective. I think that's huge. Is like once you do something and make a decision, making sure that you're reflective. What did I do? How could I have done something better, or could I have done something better, or maybe do I need to follow up after that decision? So that's kind of as far as the personal ethics go. As far as building an ethical team, this would be typically your leadership team, and so how do you then build that ethical team where you have that trust and you have those people that will come to you, and to not always tell you things that you want to hear, but things that gives you that pulse check on a school, and so that's kind of but again, establishing those clear expectations, where we have that honesty and that relationship back and forth with that team, that we provide guidelines to them and help build that trust and safe environment, have regular check-ins with our staff, with that leadership team, and making sure that if that someone's struggling or you see something, and that kind of goes back with that element of care, and making sure that you are just checking in, and you've got that. Again, that reflective practice, making sure that if you are in your leadership team, you've got that reflective, like what could we have done better? How can we improve this? And so that's always good. Also, whenever you've got then we're going to build that ethical organization. So you've kind of got your personal ethics, which then guides you to your building your team ethics, then goes on to building your ethical organization. And so ethical organization is making sure that our school, that we have, we've articulated our our vision statement, and we are going to be redoing kind of our vision and mission statement this year with our leadership team. And so going through and making sure that we are articulating what our vision is, how do we want to move our school forward, and how do we get there. Establishing ethical standards and policies, making sure that we've gone over our code of ethics, and making sure that our staff members are well aware of what, of their expectations. And just kind of the culture and climate of our school. And I think we have a really good culture and climate of our school, where I think people feel safe to come and talk to us. And then I also think the students as well feel safe to come and talk to us, and even a little bit more. Like sometimes they'll just camp out in our office and want to talk to us. And then as far as communicating kind of our vision and our mission, not just to our staff members, but also to our community and our school. And it's kind of that on that realm of like goal setting and things like that. And then, so trying to make sure I have everything. Oh, and then I did not talk about going over to the dark side, but as far as like the personal leadership, just making sure that you're always, you're using those 4 paradigms to guide your decision making, and you're not going over what she calls the dark side of leadership, where you're making decisions. You're not building the capacity of any of your teachers. You're making the decision. You've got that iron fist, and you're not giving a why. You're just saying this is the way we're doing it, and it's like
dictatorship, pretty much.
Basically, yes, that's what that is, and just making sure that that doesn't become you one day. And so that's the important part of that. So that is pretty much my presentation as far as building an ethical elementary school and the importance of it. So questions?
No, I appreciate you sharing that with us. I think it's very timely with you doing your doctoral program right now in this class, especially with us as a school, with us going through such a big reorganization, because it is very unique. We're going from almost 800 students down to 500 students, and during this reorganization, while all our families for the most part are all going to stay the same, and our faculty and staff, we do have a few people joining us. This really is an opportunity for us to really take a look at us as a school and what is our focus, what is our priority, who are we about. I think as a team we do a really good job of keeping the focus on doing what's best for kids. And I think when you have a strong team, what happens sometimes is in any organization you can have a staff member that tries to play, and excuse me for using gender specific roles, but like mom versus dad, and I think what our faculty and staff have pretty much learned is we're going to use the litmus of doing what's best for kids,
right.
and but at the same time we're not always a no when they come to, it's like, well, let's sit there and think about it, and we try and be very democratic, and I think when we can talk with our leadership team in a timely manner so we can look at some of those changes and get their feedback. But no, I enjoyed listening to it. It's a good reminder, especially going into the start of a new school year.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much.